Tonight we are going time traveling as we take a look at the Fox fantasy show, AJ's Time Travelers. The series that follows the adventures of teenager AJ Malloy as he and his crew travel on board the time-traveling ship, Kiros, as they seek knowledge about history. The show first aired in 1994 and lasted for one 40-episode season, but due to a lawsuit, only 4 episodes ever aired on Fox Kids as the rest were distributed through other outlets. There are many different characters we meet throughout the show. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Titanic. So Mom is reading away as Dad is polishing some plate as Mom says it isn't good enough. Suddenly AJ walks through the door as his dad notices his bicycle. Mom says he should have worn his helmet as AJ replies he doesn't wear a helmet because it messes up his hair. Dad says an accident is much worse than bad hair as suddenly a human fly chimes in. He doesn't say anything useful as AJ says he has been riding for ages and never ever had an accident. So he goes off as his dad boasts he used to be like AJ when he was younger. Mom asks what he means as he didn't ride a bike as Dad says it is because he used to jump on his bed. He continues to polish his spoon as AJ is in his bedroom. He gets a towel as suddenly his ring goes off. He heads to his computer and puts in the disk as some woman calls AJ a commander. She says they have spotted Xena as AJ tells them to prepare the ship as some robot woman speaks backwards. Some redhead and dog man come over as I don't even know what to say about this bunch of characters. The dog man uses his drill on the robot lady as they mess around. The robot lady can then speak forward as they thank the dog man. They say they are ready as suddenly we see an evil lady laugh as she asks if we are ready for her. The captain spits a rhyme as AJ says knowledge is power. He hits the computer as he gets teleported in. He walks in as they greet him. He asks what is up as the comedy duo says Xena is zigging and zagging through their zone as Xena then appears on the screen and says everything is a disaster. She then challenges the gang to go back in time and find a much greater disaster and bring something back for her. The redhead suggests a snow globe as she already has one. She then gets angry and freezes the dog man as AJ says they're going to find something for her. She disappears as the dog man unfreezes. The fly chimes in with a silly joke as AJ says they need to find a great disaster. The gang lists many different disasters as AJ says there are too many to choose from. The redhead then suggests the Titanic as he acts pretty excited. AJ gives a diss to the robot lady as she goes to set the time or something as the redhead explains everything. The dog man makes a joke as the captain calls someone to get permission to time travel. He says the Titanic is the voyage to the bottom of the sea as AJ tells him to cut it out. He messes around as they tell him to get a move on. He says they can only go back in time as long as they don't tamper with anything. AJ agrees as the guy gives them permission to travel as he jumps into some water. AJ shouts it's time to blast into the past as they spin a bunch of clocks as they time travel. They arrive in 1912 as we see the Titanic and hear a backstory about the ocean liner as they make a foghorn sound. We hear a lot of history about the Titanic as it is very educational. AJ says the Titanic hit an iceberg as the redhead guy explains 1,500 people died. The dog man says that is a lot of lost shoes. They say it didn't have to happen as they explain the Titanic didn't radio people inland as they explain the crew ignored the warnings of the iceberg. It's all very fascinating to learn as the comedy duo then introduce the captain of the Titanic. He comes through the door as he greets everyone. He asks what this place is as he says it is unsinkable. He messes around with the dog man as he then tries to leave. The redhead guy shouts at him to stay as he wants to know about the Titanic. The captain says the ship was safe as AJ doesn't agree with him. He goes off with Ollie as he talks about telling him and that can save lives. Ollie tells him he can't interfere as he is just here to learn. The captain and Izzy mess around. Ollie says Izzy is better drinking out of a bowl as the fly chimes in again. It's all very confusing as Ollie tells the captain they want to learn about the ship. The captain goes off as he explains everything. Izzy says the model is small as AJ likes the ship. The captain boasts about how great the ship is. Ollie makes a lot of silly jokes as AJ then tells Ollie they need to tell the captain about the iceberg as Ollie says they can't do that as he explains he can't change anything otherwise it will be dangerous. AJ says people are going to die as he then tells the captain. He explains everything about the iceberg as the captain then just laughs. He doesn't believe it as he explains it is unsinkable. he shows off a presentation explaining everything. AJ asks about the lifeboats as the captain says there isn't enough for everyone, but it doesn't matter because the ship is unsinkable. AJ forces the captain to look through his time telescope as he shows off the future as the Titanic is destroyed. The captain can't believe it. He goes off to save the day as he tells them to move the ship. Ollie says he shouldn't have done that as AJ says he needed to save lives. AJ then disappears as the gang can't believe it. They go to look at AJ's family tree as they find out they have changed the history. AJ ends up not being born because they saved the Titanic. Izzy can't believe it as he then says Barney is just a guy in a dinosaur suit for some reason. Ollie tries to explain what AJ did as he says they can save the day. They go back in time as Ollie then stops AJ from telling the captain the truth. Ollie lies to him as he goes off to see the shrimp. AJ asks what he did that for as Ollie explains what would have happened if he changed the past. Ollie explains a lot of good came out of the disaster as they talk about what changed because of it. Xena then chimes in as she says they're going to need a lifeboat if they haven't learnt enough. She then asks what they know as they challenge them to spit some knowledge, otherwise they get frozen or something. AJ talks about the Titanic as Xena says she wants more. AJ spits more facts about the ship. He fills up the bar as Xena says they have won. She takes the towel as she is happy with it. She laughs away as she gets set on fire. The gang come over and say everything they have learnt today is on the disc as they order the robot lady to take him home. AJ talks about the Titanic as he returns home to his bedroom. His dad then comes in and shows off his helmet he has made as AJ is shocked by it. He says it looks terrible as dad agrees. He goes to glue the wig back onto the dog as the episode ends on that strange note. Next up we have the Great Wall of China. At home, Dad is swinging his bat around as Mom says it is hot in here. Dad goes to open a window as he then starts playing baseball for some reason. He breaks a window as Mom can't believe it. AJ then arrives as he shows off the balls he found outside. He then talks about the problem he has with his PE teacher as he explains he makes him do everything. Dad tells AJ to calm down and says he is just trying to develop growth as AJ then announces the teacher's name. Dad can't believe it is the same one he had as he then changes his tune and says he is trying to kill him. AJ talks about changing his schedule as he then goes off to his bedroom. The fly chimes in with another pointless joke as Dad is annoyed. So the ring goes off as AJ rushes to his computer. He puts the disc in as the captain explains the giggler is laughing too much as the robot lady gets ready. Izzy brings out some meat as Ollie says it is rotten. A lot of comedy involved as it doesn't go well. The captain says they are ready for AJ's arrival as the giggler laughs away. He says they are no match for him as AJ shouts knowledge is power as he arrives. He greets them as he asks what is going on. They say they missed him as they explain the giggler missed out of a comedy club gig or something as the fly says they threw him back into the club. It's all very strange as the giggler then chimes in and says he will kill them as the fly says he looks horrible. AJ asks what the giggler wants as he replies he wants Chinese. He spits a riddle about a wall as he laughs a lot. Ollie squashes the fly as AJ then talks about the wall as Ollie talks about many walls from history as Izzy panics. The robot lady is annoyed with Izzy as Ollie then mentions the Great Wall of China. AJ is impressed as he tells the robot lady to send them to China. Ollie explains it is 11 BC as AJ tells Maria to contact the Time Tower. The guy then does a very bad Chinese impression as he then gives them permission to travel. So they travel as all the machines go off. They head to 211 BC and China as they explain the background of everything. They talk about the Great Wall as Ollie shows off the handwriting on the wall. He talks very crazily if you haven't caught on by now. They introduce some guy as he storms in as he flirts with Maria. He talks about the walls of the ship as AJ talks about the ship. The guy flirts with Maria some more as he then gets scared by Izzy. He pulls out a sword as Izzy messes around. Ollie then explains they want to learn about the wall. He adds the dude is the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang. They ask about China at that time as he states the place was cut into a lot of steaks not states as Ollie can't believe it. They then announce China in some silly game show format as it's very embarrassing as I just don't get it. The guy does some pulls ups as he says everything was named after him. He then talks about how the states fought against each other and explained how he ended up unifying China. He boasts about himself as he says he is the greatest leader ever. People then boo him as he then arm wrestles the cameraman for some reason. Ollie then goes off as he explains a lot of people were killed as he explains he had to break a couple of eggs as he makes an omelette for Izzy. The fly chimes in again as the dude explains what he did as leader. AJ can't believe he made everyone wear black as he pours some powder on the screen. He boasts that he rules as he says he wants everyone thinking the same way. He scares Izzy as Ollie explains what the dude did. He says he burnt all the books he didn't like as the dude tells them to get over it. He throws some books around as AJ wants to know about the Great Wall. Ollie explains it is because he wants to keep the bad guys out of China. He shows off some pictures of them as he then pulls out his sword to scare Izzy again. Ollie chimes in and explains they are Huns. He talks about how they kill people and invade places. The dude gets angry as he smashes a melon. AJ is confused by everything as the dude says he doesn't want his people teaming up with the Huns to overthrow him. He goes a little mad. He talks about the wall as he explains it took over 4 years to build and they would have watchtowers everywhere and the guards would watch out for the Huns. AJ is impressed as he can't believe they could see it from space. Ollie explains the Mings upgraded the wall over time as the dude can't believe it. The Emperor is angry with Ollie as they get into a silly argument. They then put him in a chair as he can't believe he is being taken hostage. He explains he is the law as the robot lady chimes in. They time travel as the dude can't believe it. They show off the wall from the future as they explain everything. The Emperor can't believe it as he scares Izzy again. He says he will be celebrated forever as he makes a voice note, somehow. Ollie then talks about Chinese food as he pulls out his sword again. They say everyone hates him as he gets angry. He walks away as he says he is doing something right. AJ says he is a bully as Ollie says he changed history on 2 continents. The giggler then butts in as he laughs. The gang are scared as the giggler is out of his mind. AJ says he has solved the riddle as the giggler asks some questions about China. AJ explains everything as he adds the Emperor burnt all the books he didn't like. AJ answers all the questions about China and whatever they learnt as the giggler is disappointed. They give him some roses as the giggler gets sent back to his box. Maria is happy as the robot lady gives the disc to AJ. They say knowledge is power as they time travel home. He explains everything about the Emperor and how his PE teacher isn't that bad in comparison. So Dad is holding a meeting as he then announces they are moving cities to get away from the teacher. The mother can't believe it. AJ says they don't have to move as he admits he is overreacting. Dad gets harassed by the fly as the episode then ends. Finally we have Joseph Lister. So at home, AJ walks in as he then gets hit by his dad's shuttlecock as he then explains that him and Mom are trying to train for a tournament. Mom breaks something as the fly says something stupid. They talk about AJ's new art class as he says he hates it because everyone else is so good. He says he is terrible as Dad wants to see what he can draw. AJ shows off his bad drawing as Mom tries to lie to save his feelings. Dad tells him to quit as Mom tells him to practice. Dad then smacks the lamp with his racket. So AJ's ring then goes off as he puts the disc into the computer. Maria says they have put up the Christmas tree or something as AJ tells her to get ready. The gang get ready as Izzy irons Ollie's head. I just don't know at this point as AJ punches the computer. He teleports in as he greets the gang. The gang then spit some rhymes. The robot lady then says warp is near. AJ asks if everyone is ready as Izzy goes off saying it is his day as warp then appears on the screen. He says it is their last day. He is very evil as the fly jokes around again. AJ defends himself as Warp wants them to find someone who had no talent but worked hard in the medical field. AJ is confused as he says something stupid as they then mention Joseph Lister. AJ tells the robot lady to get going and get everything ready to time travel. They contact the time tower once more as the dude does a very bad English impression as AJ is confused. He gives them permission to time travel as they travel to England 1895. They talk about London and everything that is in London. They talk about Joseph Lister as Ollie is talking rubbish again as he explains medicine is important, but adds medicine wasn't always around as he gives a history lesson. AJ gets so bored he gets replaced by a cardboard cutout. It's all very silly as Ollie then talks about Hippocrates as he explains hospitals in the past were dangerous because of the lack of medicine. Izzy says he eats 20 apples a day as they then introduces Joseph Lister. He comes storming out as he is annoyed of the amount of smoke. He mocks Izzy as he goes over to AJ and says he needs to operate straight away on Izzy. Izzy is attacked as Ollie can't believe it as Joseph washes his hands. He shouts as Izzy makes a very rude joke. AJ then talks to Joseph as Joseph says everywhere is dirty as he asks where the patient is. Joseph says he will cut Ollie's hair as AJ asks about how Lister changed the world as he goes to wash his hands again. He then talks about how he changed the world as he says he lost his patience. Izzy makes a silly joke again as Lister isn't happy with him. Lister says a lot of people died as he pulls out his hair. Ollie wants to know more as Lister talks about infections. He mentions germs as he shows off an animation. AJ understands everything as Lister pulls out some soap. Ollie says medicine won't be invented for another 30 years. They ask how they would fix arms or legs as Lister says they would just cut them off. AJ is shocked. Someone throws a leg in as AJ then faints. Izzy then throws up as Lister says he has a clean mouth. Lister says it is a lot of glory as he is very manic. The lights then go out as he talks about all his equipment and how that was spreading the germs. AJ can't believe it as Izzy gets something right. Lister talks about how infections spread and how he washed his hands a lot. AJ can't believe they didn't wash their hands before Lister's time. Ollie talks about how disgusting the time before Lister was as the fly is hungry. Ollie says no one washed anything before Lister as Lister says he made a huge difference and didn't find out till Louis Pasteur wrote a report on him. They then play an animation on how Pasteur found out that all the wine was going off. This is because of all the germs. AJ asks how this is important as Lister explains more. Ollie is impressed as Lister boasts more about himself. AJ then gives them both bones as Lister says he doesn't have any talent as he pulls the thing from his brain. He then talks about some acid as he mentions it was from sewage. The fly is happy as Lister shows off by cleaning a fish. Izzy also eats up a fish as Lister talks more about how the acid was too strong. Ollie adds more information as Izzy is impressed. Lister says he is clean as he then adds that other people thought he was crazy at first but he let the results speak for themselves. Ollie then explains how Lister changed the world. Lister boasts about himself as he then walks off. AJ says he was very talented as Warp then chimes in and challenges them to a quiz. Warp asks the gang a bunch of questions as AJ gives the right answers. He talks about germs and how Lister cleaning saved lives. Warp is annoyed as he loses. The gang dance as he blows up. Maria is impressed as Robot Lady says it is time to go home. They talk about knowledge is power as they travel home. AJ talks about Lister as his parents come in. AJ shows off his new picture as they can't believe it as Dad makes a paint by numbers joke. The episode then ends on that note. Where to start with this one? I just can't believe how nuts this show is. Ollie is out of his mind and the most craziest character I have ever seen in a TV show ever. The rest of the cast was out there as well, but I understand it is about time travel and science fiction. AJ was a good central character as he had a mission to learn about something new by the end of the episode to help him in real life. The history portions were great to learn about and it taught us a lot of facts about the subject they were trying to teach. However, it was too crazy for me and I felt it took away from the history portion of the show and could have been more serious, so I would have to say AJ's Time Travelers is a pass for me. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.